and welcome to Me Made May, Day 5. My name is Vicki, otherwise known as Heartland Knits, and today I have an unboxing video for you. This is a vlog that I usually share all the things I love to do, mostly knitting and sewing and roses. Today I have this big box full of roses. So let's open it up. You can see it's kind of squished. It's come a long way. It's come from South Carolina. This is from a company called Roses Unlimited. It's a wonderful nursery. I've ordered from them before, so even though it's kind of bashed in, I'm not too terribly worried about it. You might ask, why order roses from so far away? This was 2 days on the road. And really, you can get things that you cannot buy in a store, especially around here, but most likely even in big cities. These are called band roses, band, B-A-N-D, and really they're ribbed cuttings. So there's just a wide variety of roses that you can get that are, these are all Dr. Griffith Buck roses. He was a professor at Iowa State back in the, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. In that time frame, he bred roses for cold tolerance and disease resistance. Not many people were doing that back in those years. That was sort of when hybrid teas were still sort of the queens of the garden. So it's really nice to be able to find them. I had several last year. They were in containers that I overwintered in the garage, and really I was hard pressed to get them to go dormant. I had to wait till December before they would even go dormant, and then they woke up in March right away. So they are very cold tolerant. So my Me Made for today is this sweater. It is the Guinevere cardigan by Jennifer Wood. I knit this sort of the spring of 2021, and then I finished it kind of last fall sometime. I think the only thing I did different on it is I put I-cord around the perimeter and around the cuffs, applied I-cord. I think it finishes things off really nicely. You'll have to excuse my nails. I've been in the garden all day. The yarn is so nice. I knit it twice. It was one of my very first sweater quantities that I bought like 20 years ago. It's Rowan Kid Classic. Very nice, and it sat in the stash for just so long. I thought I wanted a big sort of worsted weight, kind of fluffy shawl, and it turns out I really didn't. I knit a Lana Daco shawl, really nice pattern, but I never ever wore the shawl. And so that's when last spring I ripped it out and hanged the yarn and washed it and hung it to dry, and it came out just beautifully. I really love this sweater. So let's open up this box. The first thing I want to show you is it has these great big staples here, and there are 3 on each side, along each side, and then on the ends also. And those hold the plants in place. So let me get those. So these staples are pretty big. So part of the fun of getting roses like this in the mail is when you open up the box and there's a full rose inside. So here's what, it's heavy. So here's what the box looks like. Roses are really nicely grown. Like I said, I've ordered from Pat before, and she's a really nice lady. I'm going to put a link down to a video of her garden. South Carolina Public Television did kind of a tour of her garden, and she's this very sort of quintessential Southern lady with a strand of pearls, you know, walking around and showing off all the roses in her garden, and her garden's beautiful. So I'm going to put a link to that down below. It's a YouTube video. So there are 6 plants in this box. So I paid $6 a rose for shipping, above the price of the rose. So in the box you get your receipt and a little kind of instructions for what to do with them. I know that she recommends transplanting them up into larger pots, which I plan to do with these. And then inside of this big box, there are 3 boxes like this, and there are 2 roses in each of these boxes. You can see where those big staples were. They went through the big box into this box, so everything stays really stable, which is why when it came kind of smushed in, I wasn't too worried that everything had tipped over. And I don't mind paying the shipping for such nicely rooted plants and knowing that they're going to come. Nurseries, especially the southern ones, I'll look at our last freeze date, which is actually next week sometime, and they want to hold off until more towards the end of May before sending them. But I always ask Pat if she'll send them before Mother's Day. She said, oh yes, 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 of course. So then the individual roses, these are in gallon containers, and then they kind of hold the soil in with just these very, you know, plastic, these little plastic shopping bags, which, you know, is not the best environmentally, but it keeps the soil kind of down in. And then here is the gallon container. They're only about, well, it's up to here with soil, which actually seems a little more than ones I've had other years. This is a variety called Prairie Star, which, you know, considering I traveled all that way, it looks pretty good. It's quite large. It's actually, you know, quite large. Isn't that a pretty blossom? This is Country Song, and look at all the new growth on it. It's got a bud there. This one I'm really excited to see because one of the parents of it was a very, very early David Austin rose, which I think is so super cool. This one is called, this is called Hawkeye Belle. This one actually has 2 flowers blooming. You know, I mean, they've seen better days, but they're really pretty and super tall. I think these are the largest ones I've gotten from her. This is called Ant Honey. Look how tall that one is. So, and this has a bud developing too. Another one here. So I call those cheater flowers when they bloom because, you know, I didn't grow them. This one is called Blue Skies, which is kind of a mauve-y blue, but look at all the new little growth it's got. Really nice. This is called Freckles. And this is Prairie Star. So yeah, these I'm going to pot up into a little bit larger pots and let the roots develop more. They're not in too bad of a shape. I'm going to let them just sit on the porch and they'll rest, kind of put them back in the shade for the next couple days so they can sort of recover from their trip, give them a nice drink, and then probably pot them up over the weekend. And the bed that they're going in is not even made yet, so they can grow on a little bit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like the video and please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And until I see you tomorrow, bye.